Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new, please subscribe and welcome. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So today I am filming my video all about my cerclage. Today is Wednesday, I think that, the 18th of September. I got my cerclage on Monday and I was 13 weeks in one day. So today I'm 13 weeks and 3 days. And I got my cerclage. If you are new to my channel, I do have a couple videos talking about incompetent cervix, but I have incompetent cervix. And so the treatment for that, or one of the preventative measures of that, is to get a cerclage, which basically is a stitch in my my cervix is stitched shut. So let's just go back and talk about leading up to my surgery. So Friday, I had my regular OB appointment with my regular OB. Basically, they did an ultrasound. They wanted to see how long my cervix was. And actually, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Comment down below if this happened to you, but my cervix grew. So at my 9-week appointment, my cervix was 4 centimeters, and it has been 4 centimeters. I talked about going to the emergency room in my last video, and it was also 4 centimeters. But on Friday, my cervix was 6.7 centimeters. 6.7, like in 3 weeks, it grew 2.5, almost over 2.5 centimeters. So that was exciting to hear, knowing that I'm only growing and the baby's getting bigger, but my cervix grew, and that was without the cerclage. So that was amazing to hear, because I knew that my doctor, my high-risk surgeon, running out of breath, but my doctor who was going to do my cerclage would have a lot of cervix to stitch, which is like, great, I think. So, and also my OB was like, he agreed. He was like, that's impressive. He was like, because the average is 4 and maybe 4.5 at the most, but I don't see higher than 6 often. So I was like, wow, I'm thankful, but we're definitely still gonna get the stitch. So okay, so leading up to it, that was Friday. Over the weekend, I kind of did a lot. My mom had her birthday, her 60th birthday party, so my brothers and I threw that for her. It was very nice. The family all came together for her and celebrated. And then Sunday, that was like chill day, so I just kind of relaxed and kind of got my mind together for the surgery the next day. I spent the night with my mom because she took me. Jamil was not able to get off work, so, which is fine because it was a surgery, and I stayed in contact. I knew we were going to stay in contact the whole time. I spent the night with my mom, and so we had to actually be at the hospital, UNC Chapel Hill. We stay about an hour away from there. That's like the major hospital, one of the major hospitals. There's Duke, and then there's UNC Chapel Hill. So those are like a couple of the top hospitals in North Carolina. So, which is where I live. So we drove. Okay, let me back up. I had to be there at 6:30 to check in, no later than 6:30. I could not eat after 12 midnight on Sunday night, so we got tacos Sunday night, and I just ate those around 8 or 9, and then so I couldn't eat or drink anything. I couldn't drink water. Some doctor, which I've seen on forums, that some patients could drink water before, but my doctor said don't eat or drink anything, or you are not going to be able to get the surgery. So even though I was thirsty in the middle of the night, I did not want to chance not being able to get my surgery just because I had some water. So got up Monday morning. We woke up at about 4:30. Got ready. My best friend came with us also. So my best friend Kelsey came, and she met us at the house at 5, and we were on the road. So we arrived at the hospital in Chapel Hill probably at about 6:15. So my mom dropped us off at the door, and then she went to go find a park, because it is hard to find a park there. Like, it's a little bit, anyway. So we went up to the 4th floor, labor and delivery. checked in. They were waiting for me. They had my, room ready, which they told me, well, one of the nurses who was helping me out, Kara, she told me that I was lucky because that room was like not where they normally do cerclages. Well, not do cerclages, but they don't normally have that be the recovery, like the getting ready and then the recovery room. They don't normally have the labor and delivery room, but the other rooms were taken that they normally have the cerclages in. They're like super small. And so I was like, this room was huge. This room was huge. I'm going to insert some pictures at the end of myself with the doctors and my anesthesiologist and the team of nurses that we had. But the room was really a good size. And like she told me, they normally, a woman would normally be giving birth there in that room. So I got lucky. And another thing is that room, like in the regular room that I would have been in, I could only have one visitor the whole time, like one person at a time. But this one, I can have two. So they were able to actually be in there with me together the whole time. And I didn't even know that I could only have one person. I just definitely got lucky that day. I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. So I'm thankful for that they were able to actually be with me together the whole time, because I had no idea prior to that that I was only expected to have one person with me at a time. So I'm thankful that I was able to get the labor and delivery room where I can have both of them. So anyway, got me checked in. As soon as I got there, I took everything off, got into my hospital gown, put my little cap on, and the first person that came in was one of the nurses. She explained that she was going to be, caring for me until her shift was over. She was also going to be in the OR with me, the operating room, during my cerclage. And so that everybody that came in that hospital or in my room introduced themselves, gave their credentials, like how long they've been practicing at that hospital, how long they've been practicing. Like it was so professional, but they were so friendly with it. It wasn't like uptight. It was just, they basically were trying to reassure me that they were skilled and that they knew what they were doing. So after that, I had to sign consent for treatment, and then I also had to sign my consent for anesthesia. So basically the anesthesia that I got was a spinal. It numbed me from like right under my boobs down. Like all that was numb, so heavy. I had never had an epidural before. When I lost my son and I had to give birth to him last November, I gave birth to him completely natural with no drugs. I think I had medicine in my IV, but I didn't get an epidural. So this was my first time getting something like that, and I just did not expect myself to be so numb. And then I'm thinking, like, when moms, if you've given birth before and you haven't had an epidural, how do you push with the epidural? Because I was so numb. Like, I cannot imagine having to push with the epidural. I'm just curious. Like, I think it's amazing that they have that, but I'm just like, how can you actually push? Like, how can you feel it? Because I could not feel anything. Like, all I felt was heaviness. Like, the one word I can describe was that my butt was heavy, my thighs were heavy, my lower legs, my feet were heavy. Like, everything was so heavy. How can you actually, like, bear down and push? So please, like, if you're just like, I just want to know, because I even like kind of pretended to try to push or like to like try to like feel sensation down there, and I didn't feel anything. Like, I was pretending, and it was just not, I wasn't feeling anything. So I'm really curious, if you had an epidural, how do you push? Like, how can you feel yourself like you need to contract, you have a contraction, you need to push? I just would love to know that. Okay, so we started my surgery in the OR, bright lights everywhere. I was not expecting this, guys. I was expecting to be in a regular room getting my cerclage. Like, I knew I was going to be numb, but I did not know it was going to be like a operating table, like with all these instruments, and I was just not expecting it to be such a highly surgical experience. Of course, my mom and Kelsey were back in my recovery room waiting for me to be done. My procedure was done, like, from the time I got the spinal to the time I was wheeled out of there. That was probably about an hour or less. Like, it did not take long at all. It took about 10 minutes for them to let the anesthesia get into my system. They kept asking me, do you feel this? Do you feel this? Is it just sharp? Is it pain? What do you feel? Guys, so during my surgery, I was feeling things. Like, I was feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of uncomfortableness. And so the anesthesiologist was like right here by my head. Like, I was laid out like this. Like, they had my arms on like these little things that just held my arms. And so the anesthesiologist was like, you look uncomfortable. Like, do you need something for pain? You know, we could put a little something in your IV. I was like, no, don't give me anything. And so less than a minute later, he was like, you're losing color on me. Like, I need to give you something. I feel like you're very uncomfortable. And I said, yes. Okay. I finally was just like, because I'm feeling more than I thought I was going to. Like, I'm feeling more than I feel like I'm supposed to. So please. So they gave me Valium. He gave me a little bit of Valium, just a little bit. And then he gave me laughing gas. He said neither one of those were going to affect the baby. He said the spinal was not going to affect the baby. Because I made sure of that even before the surgery. I was like, anything that you guys offer me, I don't want to affect my baby negatively. I don't want anything long lasting. I don't want nothing crazy. Drug wise, for sure. And then, so he assured me that neither one of these were going to affect the baby negatively. It was just going to relax me. I've never been a drug taker, so I didn't know what to expect with the Valium, but it definitely relaxed me because I just remember like looking at him like he was God, because like that made me feel so much better. I couldn't feel anything. The laughing gas, which I'm definitely going to have another video talking about laughing gas and my expectations, because it helped a lot. And I'm just going to have another video talking about it when I get like further along, because I think that that's going to be in my birth plan. I would love to have, because I don't want an epidural. I still don't want to do an epidural when I deliver. But I would love to have laughing gas as an option for pain management. So, but I'll talk about that whenever I get ready to talk about my birth plan. So coming out of surgery, everything was fine. That surgery went so much smoother than I thought. Recovery is great. Like, I'm recovering now. The only thing I haven't taken any medicine at all today. This is the second day after surgery. Yesterday, I did take 2 doses of ibuprofen. They let me take up to 600 milligrams, so 3 pills, you know, they're 200 milligrams each of the ibuprofen. My back was hurting, but I actually have a lot of back pain, and I'm going to talk about that in my next pregnancy update video, because that's really like the top symptom, is that I have a lot of back pain prior to this surgery. So, but the recovery is great. I could not be more blessed, because I really was expecting more pain. I've been walking around. I'm not even spotting anymore. I spotted all day yesterday, and this morning, like when I woke up, my panty liner was completely empty and clean. All day today, it's been, you know, clean. I have not spotted at all. So, but I'm going to continue to keep it on just in case for a couple more days, and then I'll know that I'm done. But this has been a great recovery. And Dr. Thorpe, who is the one who did my cerclage, he is highly recommended. Highly sought after for cerclages. I found him on a Facebook forum that I'm in for Incompetent Cervix, and luckily he's only an hour from me, so I was able to book with him. I booked with him back in July, I want to say. Like, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I went ahead and got a consultation with him. I had a consultation with him on August 6th, and I was like 6 weeks pregnant then, and then we scheduled for Monday. So I went ahead. I mean, he was amazing, but he reassured me. He said, that was one of the greatest cerclages and simplest cerclages that I've done. Your cervix was very simple to work with. It was very long, and I am very confident that that cerclage will hold tight throughout your pregnancy. And I could cry, because this means I'm going to bring a baby home. You know, this means I'm going to bring my baby home, you know. My due date is March 22nd, so that's when I'll be 40 weeks, but my cerclage will be removed at between 35 and 36 weeks. So I'm just excited. I'm so happy. I have my cerclage. I have it. my aftercare, I can't have sex or any intercourse for 2 weeks. And then he said I can resume as if I'm a normal pregnant person. No bed rest. No more, like, I can have sex. So I will be getting, okay, so I will be seeing him monthly. So once a month I'll be seeing him. He'll be doing his own checks. Every 2 weeks I'll be seeing my regular OB. And I'll be getting my cervix checked every 2 weeks via ultrasound, which is kind of exciting that I get to see the baby more often than, normal. And then every week I will be getting my progesterone shots starting at 16 weeks. So at 16 weeks, I will be going every single week. I have not picked a day yet. I'm thinking Monday, actually. I'm thinking on Mondays, I will have that be my progesterone day. But I'll be getting those every single week to make sure that baby stays comfortable for the next few months. I'm 3.5 months, well, I'm 13 weeks, so I'm 3 months pregnant. Just started my second trimester. I feel great. My cerclage is in, which is the most important thing. And any moms who, are going through this or are questioning, what type of cerclage you want to get, I would just say talk to your doctor. I was actually for so long set on getting the TAC, which is the transabdominal cerclage, and it really depended on the doctor for me. I'm gonna be honest. If it had not been Dr. Thorpe doing this simple cerclage, I would have still gotten the transabdominal because they don't have a high, like, regular doctors don't have as high a success rate. Not that I've seen. Nobody else in North Carolina or South Carolina or anywhere in driving distance from me. Dr. Thorpe has a very, very, very high success rate for his simple cerclages, his TACs, and is something called TVCIC. That means he gets the stitch even higher. He told me that my stitch was very high. That means that whenever I would start getting the pressure of the baby who's sitting on my cervix, he told me that stitch is very high up so that it won't bulge. Like, it won't go ahead and start funneling to the stitch, that if it was lower down here, it would be already like opening, and then here's the stitch trying to just hang on. But he did it as high as he could on my cervix so that just from the top, like, as soon as my baby starts getting heavy and like that weight, because that's what causes you to have the weak cervix, is people that have this condition, is that my cervix is weak. So the stitch is going to hold tight. So I would say talk to your doctor and see how comfortable they are and how confident, not comfortable, yes, but how confident they feel in getting the stitch very, very high on your cervix. Because the higher the stitch, the higher the success rate. That's what the research that has shown. That's what me talking to Dr. Thorpe has told me. That's what me even talking to my OB has told me. Is that, and forums that I'm on. Like I said, I'm on a lot of forums for Incompetent Cervix. I've watched so many YouTube videos of just doctors in India, Turkey, the British Columbia. Like, I've just literally done so much research of other countries, how they do their cerclages, even against the United States. And I would just see how high your doctor can get the cervix, the stitch on your cervix, because that's what matters. That's really what matters. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Good luck to any moms who have incompetent cervix. And if you have suffered a loss, know that I know how you feel. I suffered my loss. I was 16 weeks pregnant and never thought that would happen, but I'm a few weeks away from that same spot, but I have got my cerclage and there is hope. I have not got all the way to the end of my pregnancy yet, so we are still, crossing our fingers and praying, but just make sure that your pregnancy is highly monitored. Do not take no for an answer. If you have to switch providers, switch providers. This is another thing. I see so many women on the forums who are like, who say things like, my doctor doesn't agree that I need to be seen every month or or more monitored. And I'm like, if you've already suffered a loss, how many more losses do they think that you need to go through? Switch providers. Like, I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even deal with someone who is not showing 100% compassion for something. Something as serious as this, because you can suffer from losses that can be prevented. Like, literally can be prevented if your cervix is monitored, if they see that it's shortening, because they will not do an ultrasound. You will not get ultrasounds regularly, like, if you do not have incompetent cervix, and I get that. Or, any other condition that requires, more ultrasounds to watch the baby or look at your body. So if your doctor is like refusing to do more ultrasounds, you have to advocate for yourself and your baby. You have to switch providers. Like, if you have to, I would just switch my whole team if I felt any type of way, if I felt like my care was not their top priority at that moment. No, I would not be comfortable. But my team is on it. They made these plans. Yes, I did, advocate for myself and searched for, Dr. Thorpe, and I sought him out myself and, emailed him myself, but if my team of OBs at my regular OB were not on board with like everything that I'm doing and me needing my monitors every 2 weeks, I would switch to someone else. Like, there's so many OBGYNs around me that this one is not gonna like make me go through another loss that I, could sink down into a deep depression. Anyway, that's just what I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching my video. Again, good luck to any moms. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here, and I'm right here with you. I'm on this pregnancy journey with incompetent cervix. This is my first time dealing with something from start to finish that I actually know about like this. So I'm right here with you, but there is hope. I have seen so many success stories, and I really want us all to be part of the success. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.